for women in particular, we feel that they've borne the brunt of the pandemic, and perhaps disproportionately so, working, caregiving in the house and outside of the house, and that women probably just haven't been able to find the time to really look after themselves. And then for younger people, those in the age bracket of 18 to 29, it's been such a disruptive period, and they are, amongst all groups, the ones who are most concerned about these ongoing ebbs and flows of lockdowns and changes to rules. But for them, they've lost their spaces for social connection, all those usual things that happen in your early stage career or certainly once you're leaving school.
Is it also that people just aren't getting their hopes up based on Christmas last year, which for so many people was impacted by lockdowns and border closures?
That's right. And for example, in regional areas, we're seeing that 2 in 5 people are saying that they often feel hesitant about this time of year anyway. And in fact, in regional Australia, they were telling us that 60% of them are feeling like they have less social connections than they did perhaps 5 to 10 years ago. And I guess, though, quite heartwarming across all the results that we saw was 3/4 of all respondents saying that they really felt we should all be looking out for people experiencing vulnerability in our community, and that could include people in our own social networks and our families.
So that's a real bright spot of your research. But what about the number of people, Penny, who aren't making plans for Christmas Day itself? Who in the main are they?
That's right. Yes, we did see a large number, and this has been consistent over the years that we've been running this survey. So people over the age of 70, people who are living alone, perhaps people who are also retired, that they are the ones who typically are already feeling perhaps not so much looking forward to this time of year.
And how do your results for this coming season compare with the results for before the pandemic hit?
Yes, we've seen consistently since 2018, in fact, for both women and for younger people, that they are experiencing greater levels of loneliness coming into this festive season. And I guess the bright side of this is that there are things that all of us can do, really simple things. And one thing we wanted to ask all of our listeners and viewers of this station, you and I even, is to think about people who we may have lost connection with during this pandemic period and make the time to make a phone call, strike up that conversation, start to talk about how ourselves we might be feeling, but also how they may be feeling. And the same for neighbours. You know, check in on a neighbour who you may know might be living alone, rather than wave over the fence, pause for an actual conversation.
So it's all about reconnecting.
It's absolutely all about reconnecting. And for Australian Red Cross, we are a member and a volunteer organisation. We're going to have volunteers on Christmas Day, for example, making about 2,700 calls, particularly to some of those age groups that we know are always experiencing a sense of loneliness and isolation at this time of year.